Ladies and gentlemen, success is not a matter of luck. It's not a roll of the dice. It's a formula, a set of principles, a way of thinking and acting that leads to transformation. And today I want to share with you one habit, just one, that has the power to change your life overnight. It's simple, it's powerful, and yet most people ignore it. The habit is this: the habit of intentional reflection and planning. Let me explain. Most people live life reacting to problems, reacting to circumstances, reacting to the demands of others. They wake up, check their phones, get distracted, and before they know it, another day is gone. But successful people, they don't just live life, they design life. If you take just 30 minutes every night to reflect on your day, evaluate what worked and what didn't, and plan for tomorrow with clarity, you will begin to see a shift. You will no longer be drifting, you will be directing. Imagine the difference. Instead of waking up lost, you wake up focused. Instead of being controlled by circumstances, you take control. Instead of wasting time, you maximize it. And this isn't about overcomplicating your life. It's about making small, deliberate changes that create massive results. So here's my challenge to you. Tonight, before you sleep, take 30 minutes. Write down what went well, what could improve, and what your top 3 priorities are for tomorrow. Do this for one night and you'll feel the shift. Do this for 1 week and you'll notice momentum. Do this for 1 year and your life will be unrecognizable. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by habit. And this habit will change your life overnight. Think about it. How many times have you heard someone say, "I hope things get better," or "I wish life would change for me"? But hope is not a strategy. And wishing is not a plan. Life does not improve simply because we want it to. It improves when we decide to take action. Change is not something that happens to you, it's something you create. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be isn't luck, it's choice. Every day you make decisions, what to focus on, what to pursue, what to ignore. Some people choose growth, others choose excuses. Some decide to take responsibility. Others wait for circumstances to change. And here's the truth. Circumstances don't change until you do. Look around and you'll notice something interesting. The people who are winning in life aren't necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest. They are the ones who made a choice, sometimes years ago, to take charge of their future. They chose to invest in themselves, to develop better habits, to discipline their minds. And those small choices, repeated consistently, led them to success. But it works the other way too. Those who struggle, who feel stuck, who can't seem to move forward, are often in that position because of choices, sometimes small, seemingly insignificant choices that added up over time. The choice to procrastinate, the choice to avoid challenges, the choice to settle for less than they are capable of. Now, the good news is that no matter where you are right now, you can choose differently. You can decide this very moment to take a different path. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need permission. You just need to make a decision. One strong enough that it shifts your mindset, changes your habits, and puts you on a new trajectory. It doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen by waiting. It happens when you take responsibility for where you are and commit to where you want to go. Because life doesn't change by chance, it changes by choice. And the most powerful choice you can make is to start right now. Most people go through life moving from one day to the next without ever stopping to think about what's really happening. They repeat the same mistakes, face the same struggles, and wonder why nothing seems to change. But here's the truth. Life doesn't improve just by doing more. It improves by learning more. And the only way to truly learn is through reflection. Think of it like this. If you were driving and got lost, what would you do? You'd pull over, check the map, and figure out where you went wrong. You wouldn't just keep driving in the wrong direction, hoping things would fix themselves. But in life, that's exactly what many people do. They don't stop to reflect, so they keep repeating the same patterns, making the same choices, and wondering why they're not getting ahead. Reflection gives you power because it turns experiences into wisdom. Every day, you're collecting valuable lessons from conversations, from challenges, from victories, from failures. But if you don't take time to reflect, those lessons slip away. When you reflect, you see what worked, what didn't, and what needs to change. You gain clarity, you gain awareness, and with that awareness comes the power to adjust, to improve, to grow. It doesn't take hours. Just a few minutes at the end of each day can make all the difference. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? Where did I waste time? What could I have done better? What's the most important thing I need to focus on tomorrow? These simple questions will sharpen your mind, refine your actions, and keep you on the path of progress. Without reflection, time just passes. With reflection, time becomes an investment. It's the key to breaking free from old patterns, making better decisions, and ultimately shaping the life you truly want. Because the more you understand about yourself, the more control you have over your future. And that, my friend, is real power. Imagine two people starting their day. One wakes up, checks their phone, rushes to get ready, and dives straight into the chaos of the day, reacting to emails, unexpected problems, and whatever demands come their way. The other wakes up with a plan. They already know their priorities, their schedule, and exactly what they need to focus on. Who do you think will accomplish more? Who will feel more in control? Who will make real progress toward their goals? Success isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. And the habit of daily planning is what separates those who get ahead from those who stay stuck. Most people let their day control them, instead of them controlling their day. They move from one thing to the next, hoping they'll have time to get to what really matters. But hope is not a strategy. A day without a plan is like setting sail without a map. You might move, but you won't get anywhere meaningful. Planning isn't complicated. It doesn't take hours. Just a few minutes each morning or the night before can change everything. Take time to decide what's most important, write it down, set clear targets, and most importantly, stick to them. When you start your day with intention, you won't waste time on distraction. You won't feel overwhelmed by the unexpected. You'll have direction. Think of it like this. Every day you have 24 hours. The person who plans those hours wisely will always outperform the person who just goes with the flow. Planning creates clarity. It gives you focus. It keeps you from drifting. And over time, those small daily plans turn into massive progress. The best part? The more you plan, the more control you have over your future. Because success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. And those who make planning a habit will always be the ones who get ahead. Take a look at anyone who has accomplished something significant, whether in business, sports, or life. They didn't just stumble into success. It wasn't luck. It wasn't a coincidence. Behind every great achievement was a plan. A clear, deliberate, well thought out plan. Great achievers don't wake up wondering what to do. They don't leave their future to chance. They sit down, they think ahead, they map out a course of action. And because they have a plan, they don't waste time on things that don't matter. They don't get distracted by every little problem. They move with purpose. They execute with confidence. Look at the builders of great companies. They started with a vision. But vision alone isn't enough. They put it on paper, broke it down into steps, and followed through with relentless discipline. Look at world-class athletes. They don't just train randomly. They follow a structured routine designed for peak performance. Look at successful investors, artists, and leaders. They don't sit back hoping things will work out. They create a strategy, adjust when needed, and stay committed to the process. Now here's the key. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need a plan that moves you forward. Too many people wait until they have everything figured out before they start. But the truth is, you refine your plan as you go. The important thing is to have direction, to know what you're working toward, and to make daily progress. Without a plan, life controls you. You react instead of act. You drift instead of progress. But when you take the time to create a plan, even a simple one, you take control of your future. You move with intention. You turn ideas into action, and before you know it, you'll look back and realize that every great achievement in your life started with one thing, a plan. Motivation is great. It feels good. It gives you that burst of energy to start something new. But here's the problem. Motivation fades. It comes and goes like the wind. One day you feel unstoppable, ready to conquer the world, and the next, you don't even feel like getting out of bed. That's why discipline is the real key. Discipline is what keeps you moving when motivation disappears. Discipline is what gets you to the gym when you don't feel like it. It's what makes you sit down and do the work even when you'd rather relax. It's what separates the achievers from the dreamers, because anyone can start, but only the disciplined will finish. Look at the people who succeed in any field. They don't rely on being in the mood to take action. They don't wait for inspiration. They have a routine, a system, a set of habits they stick to no matter how they feel. They do what needs to be done whether they feel like it or not. That's the difference. Most people work hard when they're excited, when they're feeling good, but the disciplined person works hard regardless of how they feel. And that's why they get results. Discipline is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It's making the right choices even when they're not convenient. It's sticking to the plan even when it's uncomfortable. And over time, discipline builds momentum. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. Eventually, it becomes who you are. So if you're waiting for motivation to get started, stop waiting. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. And those who choose discipline will always outlast those who wait to feel inspired, because in the end, discipline wins. Every time. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And one of the fastest ways to build it is through momentum. Think about it. When you start something new, it feels uncertain. You're not sure if you're doing it right. You hesitate. You second guess yourself. But the moment you start making progress, something changes. You begin to feel capable. You start believing, I can do this. And that belief grows stronger with each step forward. Success works like a snowball. It starts small, barely noticeable, but as it keeps rolling, it gets bigger, stronger, harder to stop. The key is to get moving, to take action, even if it's small at first, because once you take that first step, the second step becomes easier, the third even easier. Before you know it, you're picking up speed, and what once seemed impossible now feels natural. Most people wait to feel confident before they start, but it doesn't work that way. Confidence doesn't come first, action comes first. Confidence is the result of momentum, not the cause of it. The more you do something, the better you get. The better you get, the more confident you feel. And the more confident you feel, the more willing you are to take even bigger steps. Look at any high achiever, any leader, any master of their craft. They weren't confident when they started. They became confident by showing up every day, doing the work, building momentum one step at a time. The mistake most people make is stopping too soon. They start something, but they don't push through long enough to gain momentum. And when there's no momentum, doubt creeps in. They start thinking, maybe I'm not good enough. But the truth is, they just haven't given it enough time. So here's the lesson. Don't wait for confidence to start. Start and confidence will follow. Keep pushing forward, keep taking action, and soon you won't have to try to believe in yourself. It will happen naturally. Because momentum doesn't just build results, it builds you. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Your phone buzzes, emails pile up, social media calls for your attention, and before you know it, hours have slipped away. Most people live in a constant state of reaction, jumping from one thing to the next, never truly making progress. But the ones who achieve great things, they operate differently. They have clarity. Clarity is knowing exactly what you want and exactly what you need to do to get there. When you have clarity, distractions lose their power. You're not tempted by every little thing that comes your way because you have a direction. You know what matters and you focus on it. Think about driving in a thick fog. You can barely see ahead, so you move slowly, hesitantly, unsure of where you're going. That's how most people go through life. Uncertain, unfocused, constantly stopping and starting because they don't have a clear destination. But when the fog lifts, everything changes. Suddenly you see the road, you pick up speed, you move with confidence. That's what clarity does. It removes hesitation, eliminates confusion, and gives you purpose. And with purpose, distractions don't stand a chance. You stop wasting time on meaningless things because you have something bigger pulling you forward. You stop saying yes to everything because you understand that every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that truly matters. The key to clarity is simple. Know your priorities. Ask yourself, what do I really want? What is the most important thing I need to focus on right now? Write it down. Keep it in front of you. When you know where you're going, it becomes easy to ignore the noise, easy to say no to distractions, easy to stay committed to the path. Most people let the world decide how they spend their time, but those with clarity, they decide for themselves. And that's why they win. Success isn't built in a day, it's built daily. It's not about one big life-changing moment. It's about the small things you do consistently over time. Because the truth is, small habits, things that seem insignificant at first, are what shape your future. Think of a single drop of water. One drop doesn't seem like much, but if it keeps dripping over time, it can carve through rock. That's the power of consistency. Small actions, repeated daily, create results so big that they almost seem like magic. Most people overlook this because they want instant results. They start something, and when they don't see massive change right away, they quit. But real progress happens quietly. It happens in the background. It happens when you show up every day and do the little things, even when no one is watching. Look at any great achiever, and you'll see that their success wasn't built over. It was the result of habits. reading a little every day, making one extra phone call, exercising even when they didn't feel like it, sticking to their commitments no matter what. These small actions, repeated over time, created something extraordinary. The same principle applies to failure. No one wakes up one day and suddenly finds themselves completely off track. It happens through small habits in the wrong direction, skipping the workout just this once, putting off that important task, making excuses instead of taking action. Little by little, those choices add up. The good news? You have complete control over which habits you choose to build. Every small action you take is either moving you closer to your goals or further away from them. And when you make the right choices consistently, momentum kicks in. At first, the results might seem small, but over time they multiply. And before you know it, you're looking at a life transformed not because of one big moment, but because of the small daily habits that got you there. Life is full of unexpected challenges. Things don't always go according to plan. The economy shifts, opportunities disappear, people let you down. But here's the difference. Winners adjust, losers complain. The ones who win in life don't waste time blaming circumstances. They don't sit around talking about how unfair things are. When something goes wrong, they ask, what can I do about it? Instead of making excuses, they make adjustments. Instead of getting stuck in frustration, they get busy finding solutions. Losers, on the other hand, see every obstacle as a reason to stop. They dwell on what's wrong, they focus on what's missing, and they convince themselves that success is impossible because of all the things working against them. But the truth is, challenges come to everyone. The difference is in how you respond. Winners know that life is like a game of chess. You can't control every move, but you can always adjust your strategy. If a door closes, they look for another way in. If the market changes, they adapt. If a plan fails, they learn, adjust, and try again. They understand that complaining solves nothing. Action is the only answer. And here's what happens when you adopt this mindset. You become unstoppable. No matter what life throws at you, you keep moving forward. You become someone who finds solutions instead of problems. Someone who creates opportunities instead of waiting for them. And while others are busy complaining, you're busy winning. Because in the end, life doesn't go easy on anyone. But the ones who succeed are the ones who refuse to let obstacles define them. They adjust, they grow, they keep going. And that's why they win. Success isn't about one big moment. It's not about one lucky break, one perfect opportunity, or one big decision. The real secret? It's in the small things you do every single day. Look at the most successful people in any field. They didn't get there because of one extraordinary effort. They got there because of their daily habits, the things they did consistently, even when no one was watching. They didn't rely on inspiration. They didn't wait for the perfect time. They simply showed up, day after day, putting in the work, refining their craft, and staying committed to the process. Most people do the opposite. They give a big push every once in a while, hoping it will be enough. They go to the gym for a week and expect to see results. They work hard for a month and wonder why they're not successful yet. But success doesn't work like that. You don't plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. Growth takes time. And the ones who understand this, the ones who stay consistent, are the ones who win. It's easy to do something once. It's easy to be disciplined for a day. But the real test is whether you can stay consistent. Can you stick to your goals when no one is cheering you on? Can you keep going when progress seems slow? Can you show up every day, not just when you feel like it, but even when you don't? That's where the real difference is made. Every great achievement is built on small, consistent action. Reading for 10 minutes a day compounds into knowledge. Making just one extra call a day leads to more opportunities. Saving a little every day leads to financial freedom. The little things don't seem like much in the moment, but over time, they add up to something extraordinary. So don't focus on what you do once, focus on what you do daily, because in the end, success isn't about a single act, it's about a habit, and the habits you build today will determine the life you live tomorrow. Success isn't built in a day, it's built daily. It's not about a single grand effort, a moment of inspiration, or one lucky break. It's about what you do consistently. The small, disciplined actions that stack up over time. Look at the people who have achieved extraordinary things. They didn't get there by making one big move. They got there by showing up every single day, doing the work, staying committed to the process. They didn't rely on bursts of motivation. They built habits, and those habits became the foundation of their success. Most people want fast results. They go on a diet for a week and expect to see a transformation. They start a business and get frustrated when they're not rich in a month. They work hard for a little while, and when they don't see immediate success, they give up. But success doesn't come from what you do once, it comes from what you do repeatedly. Imagine a stonecutter hammering away at a rock. Strikes it once, nothing happens. Twice, still nothing. 100 times, no visible change. But then on the 101st strike, the rock splits. Did that last strike do it? No. It was a result of all the effort that came before it. That's how success works. Every action, every habit, every bit of discipline adds up. You may not see the results right away, but they're building in the background. The small things, reading every day, making one extra call, practicing a skill, don't seem like much in the moment, but over time they create massive results. So if you want to be successful, don't focus on the big moves, focus on your daily actions, because success isn't a one-time event, it's a way of life. And the life you build is simply the result of what you choose to do every single day.